What's up, guys? I'm Andrew Freed from Bass Freedom, and today I want to show you a cool little minor groove that's ghost note inspired. Ghost notes are a great way of leveling up your playing and adding some flavor. This will be play along style, so I'll teach it measure by measure and break down everything and have you play along with me so you can best absorb it. You'll notice that I also talk in intervals heavily, so make sure you really know your intervals in order to best absorb certain grooves. So don't forget what ghost notes are. Ghost notes are a note that has no pitch. When we strike it with our fingers, it has a dead, no pitch sound. The ghost note technique we're mainly going to be talking about today is the raked ghost note. Let's look at the first couple groupings of notes. What raked ghost notes are is the act of our finger striking through the string in one motion. Muting is key as well, so make sure the left hand really plays a role here with draping over the strings. That's a huge part of ghost notes, is the lifting of pressure and the muting of the left hand. This groove is in C sharp minor, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the first three notes of the C sharp minor scale. So we're going to play the C sharp, which is our root, and then we're going to play the octave. After I play the root and the octave, I'm going to use that same finger that hits the octave and rake through the strings. Since we want this dead note, ghost note sound to be heard and to be felt, we want to make sure that we cut off the note sound before it. So that octave, we want to lift the pressure of that note. If I just took this first C sharp and octave and started to kind of loop that feel over and over again, we have this continuous perpetual motion. I call this the perpetual rake. This is something that once you get the feel for this continuous motion, it's actually pretty easy and it can be applied anywhere. That's what I'm doing on the first couple notes of this measure. So technically, when we think about strings, this is a 3-string rake. I have 4 strings, so that means of the 4, I'm playing 3 of them in this perpetual motion. So that makes it easy now for the next couple notes. We just play these first 3 notes of the C sharp minor scale in that perpetual raked motion. Most of this groove is that. So we spent a lot of time just talking on that. Now we can kind of cruise through it, knowing that there's a lot of repetitive perpetual 3-string rake motions. At the end of this measure, I do a 4-string rake. When I hit the octave of E on my G string, I'm going to rake with whichever finger hits that string all the way through my strings until I land on this 7th fret, which is our flat 7. The end of the measure is alternating ghost notes with a sustained note. So we're going to go back and forth. Loop that over and over. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the second measure does the same thing, except changes the last note to the 4th fret, which is the lower 5th of C sharp. Let's loop that together slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you see, same motion, pretty much the exact same measure, just changing that last note. And it's all centered around that perpetual rake at first, and then including 3-string and 4-string rakes. So the third measure does the same as the first, it's just repeating it. Here at the end of the phrase, I threw in a minor lick. So what I'm doing here is playing the C sharp minor arpeggio. I'm going to then go up to the 9, which is the equivalent to the second scale degree, an octave up. I'm going to go down the arpeggio in a different way. 9, root, flat 7, fifth. Then I'm going to hit the flat 5, which gives it this like blues scale type of vibe. I'm going to hammer onto the 5th, back to that flat 5, and then hit the flat 3 and the 9, or the 2. Try that with me slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's put it all together. We'll start slow, we'll speed up a little bit, and let's give it a go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rewind that if you want to kind of play along. And if you hop over to Bass Freedom, you'll see that I will have this video on there. And if you're a member, you're able to download this PDF and the backing track. You can play along with the backing track and have some fun with that. So head over there if you want some more details. I also just did a huge ghost note course involving raked ghost notes, all concepts of ghost notes from the beginning to the complete advanced. So head over there if you're interested in more ghost note stuff. So recapping what we did, we're in C sharp minor, we're playing a ghost note inspired groove, and we're doing a lot of 3-string and 4-string raked ghost notes. The 3-string rake is involving the technique of which I call the perpetual rake, which is a continuous motion, but you must keep in mind the muting and the left hand pressure lifting so these ghost notes don't get caught in the sustain of the other notes. All right, guys, that's the groove for today. If you like this video, then give it a like. And if you don't, subscribe if you want to see more bass content. Head over to Bass Freedom if you want to see a lot of ghost note content and tons of more content on the way. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.